Hi, writing scholars. In the last paper, I noticed a tendency for students to make announcements instead of arguments, particularly in the thesis statement. Now, I have another video about thesis statements that you can go to if you think that that will help you. But assuming that you've already read that or that you've already watched that video, I'm just going to start with the assumption that you know that thesis statements should be argument driven. Now, it's easy to lapse into making announcements, especially in a paper where you're allowed to use first person. We have a tendency to say, I am going to discuss, I am going to explore, I will look at, I will research. Those are announcements. They're not arguments. They're not the kind of writing that you should be doing in an advanced comp class. So let's think about the way that we might present the thesis statement, particularly as an argument instead of as an announcement. And hopefully we'll be able to transfer that skill from the thesis statement into other sentences in our paper. So an example of an announcement used as a thesis statement, and this doesn't come from any particular paper, this is something that I made up. So an example of an announcement might be, this paper will discuss the effects of long-term alcohol usage on running speeds. When you say this paper will discuss, or I am going to research, or I will look into, you're signaling to your reader that you're uncomfortable, that you are just kind of announcing your process, that you're going to tell a story, rather than signaling to your reader that you have an argument to make and that you need to be listened to. Okay, so to turn that into an argument, you want to present the claim, you want to present the reasoning that you're going to use. Just like I said in the video on thesis statements, you want that sentence, particularly if we're talking about a thesis statement, to be able to stand on its own as an encapsulation of the paper. You want it to present your argument and give some hints at the reasoning that you're going to use to prove that argument. So we might turn this into an argument-based thesis statement by saying, long-term alcohol usage diminishes average running speeds for many reasons, including the weakening of vital organs and the increase in midsection fat storage that slows cardio ability. So we've done a couple of things to make this adjustment. First of all, we've changed this from saying this paper will discuss into just going directly into the point we want to make. Long-term alcohol usage diminishes average running speeds, right? That way you're making an argument, you're making a point, you're getting something across to your reader right off the bat that shows, I know what I'm talking about, I have done this research. You don't have to tell them that you know what you're talking about or that you've done your research. Your writing can signal that. Right? So when we go straight into the argument, long-term alcohol usage diminishes average running speeds for many reasons, then we can move into giving some of those reasons, right? Including the weakening of vital organs and the increase in midsection fat storage that slows cardio ability, right? So if you have any questions about how to turn these announcements into arguments, please don't hesitate to let me know. Otherwise, I'm really excited to see us kind of utilize this information, apply it in our writing habits, and improve the scores that we saw on the exploratory essay as we move towards the topic proposal.